Solving vertex of parabola by completing the squares. The standard form and vertex form of a parabola. Steps in solving the vertex of parabola. Here are the steps. 1. Make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. If not, place the number outside as a common factor. 2. Identify the coefficient of x. 3. Make it half and square the result. 4. Add and subtract the above number after the x term in the expression. 5. Factorize the perfect square trinomial formed by the first three terms. 6. Express the perfect square trinomial as a square of binomial. 7. Simplify the last two numbers and distribute the outside number. Problem A. Y is equals to x squared minus 2x plus 3. The x term coefficient here is negative 2. So we divide it by 2 and square the result. So negative 2 divided by 2 is equals to negative 1. And negative 1 squared is equals to 1. Add and subtract the result after the x term. And take the first three terms to make a perfect square trinomial. And then express this as a square of binomial. By taking the root of x, the sign of the middle term minus, and the root of 1 which is 1. And combine the last two terms, which is negative 1 plus 3 is equals to positive 2. This is now the vertex form. This is the h and this is the k. The opposite of negative 1 is 1. And copy the value of k which is positive 2. So the vertex is equals to the quantity of 1, 2. Problem B. Y is equals to x squared plus 4x plus 9. So the x term coefficient here is positive 4. So we divide it by 2 and square it. So 4 divided by 2 is equals to 2. And 2 squared is equals to 4. Add and subtract the result after the x term. And take the first three terms to make a perfect square trinomial and express this as square of a binomial by taking the root of x, the sign of the middle term, plus, and the root of 4 which is 2. And combine the last two terms. Negative 4 plus 9 is equals to positive 5. So this is now the vertex form. This is the h and this is the k. So the vertex is the opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. And copy the value of k which is the positive 5. So the vertex is the quantity of negative 2, 5. Problem C. Y is equals to x squared minus 6x plus 12. The x term coefficient here is negative 6. So we divide it by 2 and square it. So negative 6 divided by 2 is equals to negative 3. Negative 3 squared is equals to 9. Add and subtract the result after the x term. And take the first three terms to make a perfect square trinomial and express this as a square of binomial by taking the root of x, the sign of the middle term minus, and the root of 9 is 3. And combine the last two terms. Negative 9 plus 12 is equals to positive 3. So this is now your vertex form. This is the h and this is the k. So the vertex, the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. And copy the value of k, which is positive 3. So the vertex is the quantity of 3, 3. Problem D. Y is equals to 4x squared plus 12x plus 8. Take 4 as a common factor of this equation. So if we multiply 4 to each term inside the parentheses, the result is also this. So the x term coefficient here is 3. So we divide it by 2 and square the result. So 3 divided by 2. Make this as is. Just square it. So 3 over 2 squared is equals to 9 over 4. Add and subtract the result after the x term. And then take the first three terms to make a perfect square trinomial and combine the last two terms. And don't forget to multiply it by 4, since these two terms are included in this equation. So the computation of this is this. So negative 9 over 4 plus 2. So 2 over 1 is also 2. This is the similar fraction. Make it similar fraction by the LCD of 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1 times negative 9 is also negative 9. 4 divided by 1 equals to 4 times 2 equals to 8. So this is similar fraction. We can now add the numerator. Negative 9 plus 8 is equals to negative 1. Copy the denominator of 4. So the answer is negative 1/4. And then negative 1/4 times 4. These are cancelled and the result is negative 1. Express this perfect square trinomial as a square binomial by taking the root of x, the sign of the middle term, and the root of 9 over 4, which is 3 over 2. And then negative 1/4 times 4 is negative 1. So this is now the vertex form. So 3/2 is also equal to 1.5 in decimal form. And then this is the h and this is the k. So the opposite of 1.5 is negative 1.5. And copy the value of k, which is negative 1. So the vertex is the quantity of negative 1.5, negative 1. Problem E. Y is equals to 9x squared minus 12x plus 8. Take 9 as a common factor of the equation. So if we multiply 9 to each term inside the parentheses, the result is also this. Reduce negative 12 over 9 as negative 4 over 3. So this is now the new equation. The coefficient of x term here is negative 4 over 3. So we divide it by 2 and square it. So negative 4 over 3 times 1/2 is equal to negative 4 over 6. and reduce it, becomes negative 2/3. Negative 2/3 squared is equals to 4/9. So this is the computation. Negative 4/3 divided by 2. So division rule, keep the first fraction the same and copy, or rather change division to multiplication and take the reciprocal of 2/1 as 1/2. And then multiply it. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. 3 times 2 is 6. So negative 4/6 can be reduced as negative 2/3. Then add and subtract the result after the x term and take the first 3 terms to make a perfect square trinomial and combine the last 2 terms. And don't forget to multiply also by 9 since these 2 terms are included in this equation. So negative 4/9 plus 8/9 is equals to 4/9. Then times 9. So this is the computation. Negative 4/9 plus 8/9, similar fraction. So we can add the numerator. Negative 4 plus 8 is equals to 4. Copy the denominator of 9. And then multiply it by 9. So 4/9 times 9, these are cancelled. And the result is 4. And make this perfect square trinomial as a square of binomial by taking the root of x, the sign of the middle term, which is minus, and the root of 4/9, which is 2/3. So this is now our vertex form. So negative 2/3 is also negative 0.67 in decimal form. So our vertex is the opposite of negative 0.67 is positive 0.67. So this is the h and this is the k. Okay, 0.67, and copy the value of k here, which is positive 4. So the vertex is the quantity of 0.67, 4.